Hello Bitzbox, and welcome to the latest White Dwarf review video on our channel. So yeah, it's that time of the month again already. And yeah, we have some Stormcast Eternals and the Hallowed Knights, I think they are, on the front. Seems to be a theme with these new ones, we just get Stormcast or Space Marines on the front these days. So let's open it up. So the guest editor is Tony Cottrell this month, and I'm really enjoying having the different guest editors in. And then we have the White Dwarf team over there. It seemed a lot smaller than what we've seen in the past, but I'm sure there's more people working on these magazines. So as always, we have the contents again separated by 40k Age Sigma, and we've got Rimando as well, and some regular generic articles as well. We have subscribe to White Dwarf. So contact. And there's a little question about painting yellow there, which could be quite useful. We have the readers' models. It's nice that they put these in quite early on in the magazine now, rather than sticking them at the back. As always, beautiful. I love the fell water trog-off. I love how just smooth the colours are there. It's beautiful. We have a model of the month as well. One of the battle automators from the Iron Warriors. Just absolutely stunning miniatures. We have World of Warhammer. So looking into background of 40k and Age of Sigma. That's with Phil Kelly. Then we have the Warhammer Age of Sigma section. And we have a Tale of Four Warlords, which always a really awesome article. So, the Umbral Spectres of Stormcast. Well, I think they're just generic order actually, but that's what they're using for the Stormcast there. So yeah, you can see there's quite a lot of different order stuff there. That's really cool. And we have the Maggot King of Nurgle. The Yardnef Deepkin and Alliance of Wood and Sea, so we've got some Sylvaneth and some Deepkin as well. It's really awesome. And then the Grimspite Gits. I really love how they've sort of done the bases there, it's sort of like the bluey sort of purpley on there. That's really cool. Speaking of doing bases, we have the Realm of Death article showing you how to paint your miniatures and bases and such, and for all the different realms, and it's Death this month. So you know, you can see some really sort of duller colour schemes sort of used in the Realm of Death. Heavy use of skulls as well, works really well on the bases. As you can see, it seems to be a sort of recurring theme. Skeletons, bones and all sorts, as you'd expect from the Realm of Death. Also got ways how to paint your terrain, and I've got some conversions as well. I absolutely love that vampire. I think he is awesome. Not too keen on what's going on up here, but still good use of skulls. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I've just shoved it in here. You do get a free bookmark this month. So yeah, I just shoved it in here after I opened it earlier, but yeah, nothing special. So the featured army is a Stormcast Eternal army, and you'll notice straight away this sort of rainbow coloured endless spell, which I think looks really sweet actually. Really stands out, as does most of the miniatures in this army. They are absolutely gorgeous. Just the metallics on the armour and the swords, just absolutely stunning. It's not a massive army, but when you're painting all your miniatures to that standard, you can't really expect to have hundreds of them. But they all took quite a while, and they look absolutely gorgeous. Excuse me. So, rules of engagement. This is an article with Jervis Johnson. all focuses on the creation, design and evolution of rules for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So it's talking about the Age of Sigmar player's code, and I don't really know what's going on there, but I'm sure if you read the article you'll know a bit more. The Tome Celestial, so all about the Hallowed Knights. I do like the Hallowed Knights. I did paint some of my Stormcast in there once after I got a bit bored of doing the traditional gold and blue colour scheme, but they look really cool. So loads about them, and then we also have a painting article for them as well. So really cool. It shows how to paint the white cloth, the magenta cloth, as well as obviously their silver and their blue on the armour, and the gold as well. So really useful, especially for those just starting out. Into the 40k section now. We have Echoes from the Warp. Again, similar to the sort of rules development chapter we had with Age of Sigmar. This is just a 40k version. So this is looking at keywords and stratagems. Then we have a Webrun Masterclass. So this is a really cool article. I was looking through this earlier. All about how to weather and dirty up your tanks. And there's a really cool guide here. As you can see, this tank starts off absolutely bright yellow, but once you start doing some weathering and such, it can really look really dirty, really worn. They use some of the weathering pigments from Forge World as well as just normal Citadel paints. As you can see, it goes through loads of different ways, so really dirty it up, and then the end result, looks so different and a lot more realistic. There's a little bit more about the weathering powders as well. So that's really cool. Paint Splatter is looking at Colours of Heresy, so these are all the Space Marine legions that went down to Chaos during the Horus Heresy. And it also has some others as well. So I think they're all the Istvan 5 ones, I think it said. So yeah, we've also got Raven Guard and Salamanders there as well. What do we have for 4? Let's just run through them, shall we? Why not? So the Sons of Horus for Death Guard, the Emperor's Children, the Iron Hands. Oh yeah, because Iron Hands are loyalists as well. The Iron Warriors and Night Lords of Raven Guard, Salamanders, Word Bearers, and World Eaters. So little quick and rough and ready paint guides for doing their armour, which could be quite handy. We have a White Dwarf interview. So this is with Tony Cottrell. So 20 years ago in 1999, Forge World was set up by Tony Cottrell, which is amazing to think how old Forge World is. I remember when it first came about. That's crazy. They used to do the larger miniatures, so you get by a massive Abaddon miniature, or there's a big Space Marine miniature, and then they went into sort of terrain and stuff. So they've evolved a lot from where they are now. I wish they would do some of the older stuff, but yeah, all looking at different Forge World tanks and things like that. Obviously Titans and such. So there's a campaign report for Middle-earth. A few little warbands there. And all just little bits about little battles that went on and such. We have Necromunda section. So you've got the Art of the Underhive, so you've got all the sort of logos for each house. Also got some artwork of different gangers, which is really cool. There's some really nice artwork in the Necromunda range. We then have a battle report as well, and the terrain is gorgeous. So we've got some hired guns with Cal Jericho in there and a few other hired guns. We've got some Orlocks, some Goliaths, and they've got the big Ambot as well, and then we've got some Delac, and they've got the big floaty guy thing, I can't remember his name. And yeah, and then there's this absolutely amazing battle board, which looks fantastic, lots of different levels. It's really cool, and it shows you where everyone is set up. So just a quick flick through, we don't want to give anything away in regards to the result. Then we have some fiction on Cal Jericho himself, which is going to be awesome. So, a glory points column, which is all about the Night Vault. So this month, Dave looks at the do's and don'ts of deck building. So probably quite a handy little article if you're into Warhammer Underworlds. That's one thing I'll certainly be reading through, because I think it's an important part of the game, getting the right deck built. We have a little bit about the Munchkin Warhammer 40k card game. Obviously we've seen on the bookmark. Not something that appeals to me, but pretty cool. It's nice to see them sort of license their stuff out more. So, I mean, there's so much stuff now with 40k and Sigma on them. Black Library is looking at the Siege of Terror, because we're finally getting a Horus Heresy book in for the Siege of Terror, and then they have a reading order, which I believe was continued on from last month's. So really handy if you want to get into this series. You'll need a lot of time because there's over 50 books now. But yeah, really cool. And then Siege of Terror is starting with the Solar War. Interestingly, they've all got like the Roman numerals to represent the order of release, and then there's just a 1 on the Solar War for some reason. So, but I'm guessing it's somewhere around 54, 55. I might be wrong, it might even be further along than that. Inside the studio we have some knights. We also have Skaven, one of the robots from the, I think it was Backstone Fortress, wasn't it? And then Plague Marine as well, which I really like the card scheme of. Studio have their own Vigilus campaign as well, so it's showing you some screen or some pictures from some of their battles there, and with that is it. So yeah, that was White Dwarf for April 2019. Wow. Yeah, so again, the new format's nice. It's just going to take some getting used to, not having the new releases and stuff in there. But, you know, we can see all them on the internet these days, so I guess that's why they've took them out. These work really well as standalone magazines, where I think the older ones sort of felt like they were sort of a little bit restricted to when they came out, so you could look back on them, but they probably didn't have as much relevance as these ones probably would. These, you know, there's no reason why I couldn't pick this up in a few months' time and still everything being there would be quite relevant, if that makes sense. So, yeah. It's good. I really like the paint guides, and the Webrun guide I think is really nice. And yeah, some good articles that I look forward to reading. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little flick through as always. And if you have, just give it a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video.